So it's a way of communicating love and appreciation and gratitude. And we've spoken before about gratitude being the key that opens the doorway of the heart where unconditional love sits waiting. When a person is in a state of unconditional love, the only way I can describe that is any moment when in your life when you've been in a not an infatuated state or even a happy state, but almost in a blissful state. Mothers will say this sometimes about after the birth, not during the birth, but after the birth of a child, that there's a presence now in their life, and there's a bliss that occurs. To me, that's the closest thing that I can describe this unconditional love state. The power of it is not just to have this blissful state, but it's to understand that in that blissful state, we're in a state of presence. And when we're in a state of presence in the heart, the mind becomes inspired. Mind becomes inspired, the body becomes enthusiastic. The hormones are flowing. It's a balancing and a centering that occurs. I think, to me, it's godlike. It's a message and a mission that comes through us that puts us in a state where now we're acting out of love instead of out of strictly agendas.
And that's through gratitude.
Absolutely. Gratitude is the key. It holds the key. When you're in a state of gratitude, when you know, if you wake up in the morning, it's a great exercise. You wake up in the morning, and instead of thinking about, oh my God, I got to get to work or the alarm or all the other things.
Like I did this morning.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It is to wake up and start to count your blessings. I learned this from Dr. John DeMartini. He wrote a book called Count Your Blessings. You wake up and you begin to count your blessings. I took my first breath of fresh air. My legs are working. I can get up out of bed. I'm going to be able to, I have a job to go to. I have a car to drive in. I have a family to participate with. Being in that state of gratitude, it's I was going to say it's better than a cup of coffee, but sometimes you got to have that cup of coffee too.
Well, you can be grateful that you have the coffee.
It's a cup of coffee for the soul. Let's put it that way. It's a cup of coffee for the soul because it wakes us up. I think it brings God into the day. It's like, whoa, let's be grateful for where we're going. And I'm not a very religious person. I'm a spiritual person, but unless we have that, my spirit's not flowing in a direction. Everybody around me knows. They can tell. They say something's up. His heart's not in it. That's where that comes from. Is not having that state of gratitude.